Well, good evening, 14th of September 2020, and here I am just about to head off home. I just couldn't resist taking a quick stroll around the fields. This lovely warm day we've had. The fields have absolutely looked fantastic, with lots of people thoroughly enjoying walking around them. Had quite a few visitors from faraway places over the weekend, from Gatwick, from Scotland, from North Wales, and expecting a few more certainly over the next 7 to 10 days. So I'm just hoping the display stays as good as this. One or two varieties are still reaching the peak. One or two varieties will be thinning out a bit by the weekend, but I think there'll still be a fab show. So just in the middle of the collarettes, water lilies and the miscellaneous ones at the moment. And you can see the collarettes are running about a week, 10 days behind where I'd like them to be. There's quite a few of those are just starting to flush up. Good old reliable Christopher Taylor, a variety that's been out since 1980, still does well and performs well for us. Got the Poms over here on the left hand side, just beyond White Ballerina there. All a little bit shorter than they've been in previous years. We've got Pearl of Heemstede there, still one of our popular varieties, introduced 1984. And then on the right hand side we've got Glory van Heemstede, which was 1947, and still does well for people. If you think some of the Poms that we've got are from before that, from the 1930s, and they're still seen on the show benches. Here's Gwyneth. And Cairns Rarity, which we've had a lot of flowers cut off that over the last few days. Certainly had a busy couple of days on flowers since the weekend started. In the back here we've got all the medium decks and the medium cactus. There's Andrea Clark standing tall and proud over there. Cleo Lane, which has never looked as good for us, really colourful, very compact, but this year seems to, whereas a lot of the other varieties are shorter, this has got another 20-30 centimetres on it. Course St George, one of our recent introductions, but just beyond I was just coming down to Cream Moonlight. Bear in mind none of these are covered. Just quite astounded as to how good these actually look this year. Yes, there's marking on them, yes they wouldn't go anywhere on the show bench. But for us up here, I'm quite proud of some of these. And then the good best red, probably Andrew Mitchell. And then the little red medium deck there behind is Red Diamond. And this is Dahlia. Plants kindly supplied by Ian Sutherland. I hadn't really come across this one before, but it does well for us, introduced back in 1983. And then you go to Cream Moonlight, and you've got behind here, you've got Eastwood Moonlight, which is 1975 introduction, and the whole Moonlight family, you'll regularly see them on the show benches. What's that in here? Oops. And Kenora Sunset at the back there. Just going to stroll through a few of the medium decoratives while I'm here. It says Asquith Mini. And then on this side we have Hillcrest Delight. with this unusually shaded Dakara Jodi. Then on the left here we've got Asquith Josephine. And the variety that's proven to be very popular is Asquith Heddon. Although I have to be honest, it's probably one of our more awkward varieties when it comes to getting it evenly rooted with a good root system on. We always manage, but we've got to take almost twice as many cuttings off it to get the quality that almost twice as many as we need to get enough plants to go out. But particularly when that's in bud, it's lovely. And then through the middle of the medium semis, the medium cactus, we've got Grenador Pastel, been around for a while. Rapid Champagne, thank you Mr. Duffy. And Hillcrest Candy, which still does well. And then one of Les Jackson's earlier varieties from 1991, Hillcrest Royal, which is very, very popular variety for the garden, being very free flowering. And then one of my favourites, which is Normandy Delight. A few issues this year, hence the gaps, so one or two plants have been pulled out. Wrong ones, messed up. And then Normandy Frills with Normandy Delight there, and then just at the back there some beautiful stand of white Val's Candy next to Val's Candy itself. You know, I keep thinking I should really script these, so I know what I'm going to say and know what I'm going to do, and allow myself enough time to do it. So this is in the middle of one of the plots with a giant deck cactus, and then standing next to the small and miniature decks. On this year, one of the brightest bits on this whole of the field, actually, I think at the minute. How's that for some colour? That's Hillcrest Firecrest, looks absolutely stunning in this sort of slightly hazy sunshine that we've got at the moment. David Howard, an old favourite of mine. Remember this from when I was a little toddler. Remember this one? It actually goes back to 1965 when that was first introduced. And then another dark foliage variety, which is Fire Mountain. Then we've got Blighton Stella, which has been extremely popular since we introduced that. For Les Stoddard. a variety that he didn't really consider good enough, and now there's a big demand for people wanting to grow it. Yeah, for us I could have done with stopping them about a week earlier, because they're just really coming into full flush there. So that's the new, and then if we just go along a bit, an older variety, Carstone Ruby, 1996. But I do like this. Yeah, these days more of a garden variety, to be honest, but it's just so free flower and so bright. And then behind there, one of Barry Davies' varieties, which is Barbary Pip, which I still reckon is a really good variety. Doesn't get too tall. Can take us a while to build numbers up on it. But yes, I like this. And Barbary Demo behind it, but they're just starting to come out because again, I didn't get it stopped early enough. So that'll be in full flush by this weekend coming, I would think. That's Rossendale Parky there. Beyond that you've got Rossendale Roxy. And then Wester and Ella Grace. We've been cutting a lot off this over the last 5 or 6 days. And there's Cheval Megan. Well, I really need to go now. I'd love to actually do more, but how... I could go on for hours by the time I've gone round the field. So I might have to save some for another time, I think, and plan it out a bit better. I need to go through the trial varieties as well at some stage, because I know there's quite a few of you have been asking when I'm doing one from the trial area, those people that can't get up to the nursery. Well, anyway, I'm away. Right, good night.